WNST. The morning I'm getting up and chatting with people who are inspiring me. It is our Be More Positive Community and Charity Series. It is all brought to you by our friends at Howard Bank, where they have a relentless commitment to being the best at everything they do. Branches now throughout Baltimore and Maryland. The unique hands-on approach to banking. Every person at Howard Bank is empowered to help you out. That makes them special at Howard Bank. Go check them out, as well as our friends at Cole Roofing. Billy Cole sponsoring these Be More Positive chats, as well as joining me for a spirited chat. You'll want to check that out at thebuyatoyota.com audio vault as well. Cole Roofing gets on corporate and commercial roofs, and they fix them. They've been doing that for 99 years. They also turn commercial roofing spaces into maybe a money-making opportunity now with Fister Energy and all the green spaces that they use on your roof. Cole Roofing, Howard Bank coming together to sponsor our Be More Positive Community Series. And it's all powered up, of course, by Royal Farms, where the Kona blend is in my Cole Roofing mug. This week, I am delighted to feature a bunch of local charities that I hear about, know about, but always wanted to know a little bit more about. My partner, Brian Billick, will be out next Thursday night on behalf of the Casey Cares Foundation, chatting with Lisa Salters, another Baltimore alum. They're doing this out at Hayfields Country Club. Starts at 6:30 on Thursday, April the 12th. It's going to be a little pre-look at the draft and a fundraising endeavor for our friends at Casey Cares Foundation. And she's gotten up early this morning. Casey Baynes is an old line Ravens fan, so I'm sure bringing out Coach Billick, I know you celebrate all things Super Bowl 35 like all the rest of us as a local Baltimorean, or Baltimorean in my case. Good morning, Casey. How you doing?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, give me the lowdown here. And how many years have we been at this now? And I know you want to tell stories about jumping on my old road trips from 20 years ago.
That's right. We've been having a lot of fun for, over 20 years now. But at Casey Cares, we started Casey Cares to help all critically ill children, not once a lifetime, not once a year, but continuously throughout their treatment process and beyond. We had no idea that we would strive to be serving thousands and thousands of participants just to make little moments and lasting memories. So what does that mean? So great case. Do these great things. It could be a meet and greet with an athlete. It could be a vacation that these families desperately need. Or maybe it's a movie and pizza night because their immune system is so depleted. Or new pairs of pajamas in the hospital. Whatever that family needs who is struggling to keep their child alive, that's what we do. That's when Casey Cares steps in. And you know all too well, Nestor, the heartaches and the ups and the downs of living and commuting in and out of the hospital.
Well, yeah, we do. And I guess until you find yourself in it, you can't even understand it. And, it would kill my wife and I. We're up on the 5th floor over in the adult section and seeing people up there, and my wife would be well enough to walk down just to the commissary, you pick up a yogurt or grab some granola or whatever, and she'd have her mask on, and we'd be walking because she needed to walk her laps, and we would always know exactly how far she went. We were always monitoring all that, and then we would see the kids down at the pond at Hopkins, and I mean, it would tear us up, and I know you guys are in there everyday warriors on the front lines, helping these people and helping these families that, the day that you're diagnosed, you're lost. You don't even know where to turn. And this is where There Goes My Hero came in for us. Obviously, you come in for children and families, and people reach to me 2-3 times a week, someone in their world will have leukemia and reach to me and say, what do we do? Where do we go? And it's organizations and people like you that are the front line of education, and we've been here, and we're going to hold your hand behind what a doctor or a nurse is going to be able to do for these families.
Absolutely. I mean, these families, their faith, their relationships, their pocketbooks have been stretched to their breaking points. And Casey Cares steps in to help them, not just focus on doctor's appointments or scans or needle pricks, but to focus on childhood, because a lot of these children were doing their running on the football field. And now, with the snap of a finger, a quick diagnosis, and they are doing the running in the corridors of the hospital. And that's not what childhood is about.
For you and getting involved with this at the beginning, give me the whole story about you and Casey Cares and why it's called Casey Cares. And I mean, I know of your localness, but give me the entire story, the seedling that started this kite that you have out on the front of your website.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and I guess that's the evolution of all things, is that we had no idea what the end game is going to be. And that was the case in Casey Cares. I was running my family's trucking and warehousing company based in Baltimore. I've been around 150 years, having the time of my life working with my dad and my brother. And I was missing something. I wanted to go and volunteer in the hospitals. And as I was doing it, I was able to coordinate wishes as a volunteer, and it was a blast. And one wish that I will never forget is a race car driver was coming to visit this child. And the race car driver walks in his jumpsuit, I guess, and the hood of his car, and there's all this hoopla and cameras, just really wanting to capture this special moment for this child who was battling for his life. And as a volunteer, your role is to back away. You did your job. And as I backed away along that curtain, that divides the two rooms, I heard a little voice say, "I wish I had cancer. Maybe I get cool stuff too." As he kind of whispered to his mom, who was sitting there by his bedside. And I left the room and looked over and thought, who would wish to have cancer at 6 years old? And so that started me asking questions. And every time I was in the hospital, I would ask the social workers and the parents and the doctors, why would somebody wish to have cancer? And what I came to find is that there are so many children who are battling for their lives beyond cancer children. There's a huge cancer population, but think about children who have sickle cell, or maybe that they have like a transplant, a heart transplant, or that they have other, long-term disabilities that they have to deal with, cystic fibrosis, that require frequent medical attention and hospitalization. That's when we started Casey Cares in 2000 to help not just the cancer kids, but all critically ill children, because nobody should wish to have cancer just because that, those children seem to get lots of stuff and things. So Casey Cares was started. We had the thought of we'd help maybe 3 families a year, nothing big, right? And now today we're we're providing an activity for a family, on average every 56 minutes, which is huge to our population because they need something to live for. There's a science behind what we do, and we want to make sure that our families are ready to receive the medicine, that their mind is in a positive place and they have something to live for.
Casey Baynes has been doing this for almost 2 decades now and helping people around the community. It's Casey Cares. The Casey Cares Foundation can be found at caseycares.org. I am amazed, and I'll say this in surfing various charity websites here as I get going with this Be More Positive series. It's amazing how much information you can put on a website, right? Like all the stories, all the pictures, all that you do, it kind of all gets answered there, right? Like if you poke around on your website, it doesn't take much to figure out what you do, right?
The information is all there, and it's the stories that I think are the most heartwarming. We had a little boy who had a stroke. He was 6 months old, totally fine, had a stroke. He was devastated, and his life was forever changed. Now he is in a wheelchair, and he was able to have the opportunity to throw out the first pitch at the O's game. And his family was in tears on the sidelines as he threw out the first pitch. And his dad turned to me and said, "I never thought my boy would be able to play ball, but look at him, he's in the bigs." And that's what we're about at Casey Cares, is those little moments and lasting memories.
You guys do so many things along the calendar of events. You have your annual gala, you do a golf tournament, you do the 5K with the Orioles Rock and Roll Bash, Rockfish Tournament. But this week, Coach Billick's involved with you guys, which brings me even more involved as our partner here at WNST.net. You're bringing Lisa Salters out. You're doing this event at Hayfields. Tickets are $150. All the dough's going to Casey Cares as well. You can go to caseycares.org and click on the events. I'm going to be sharing this link out. I'm probably going to get Coach Billick on to talk about it a little bit next week as well. But it's a little bit of a pre-draft thing, right? So we've done these with Coach Billick before, a little peel back the onion on the football season. We all got questions now that RG3's in town, right, Case?
That's right. It's going to be an amazing night, and all to benefit the critically ill children right here in our neighborhood.
We'll get everybody out. It's at Hayfields Country Club. It starts at 6:30. I'm reading directly off the website here, and I'm certainly going to share the page out for all this stuff. Tell everybody else what's going on here this spring and the summer, the other things that you guys have going on, in case you can't make it out with Brian next week.
We have so many ways for the community to get involved and to give back. And you know, Nestor, firsthand the difference and how it makes you feel when you're able to make an impact in the Casey Cares world in the life of a child. So there are so many ways to get involved, whether you want to participate and be a participant and run in our 5K when you finish on the field at Camden Yards, or maybe you want to get involved and to do a wine night to benefit Casey Cares, or maybe you just want to come out, attend an event like our Brian Billick one this coming Thursday. There are so many ways to get involved. Go to caseycares.org, and we'll make sure you find the perfect fit.
Always great to visit with you, and, keep the faith with the Ravens, right? I mean, the Orioles may be another story here this summer. They're in a lot of trouble at this point, but I know what a Ravens fan you are. I know you came on some of our trips many, many moons ago. You got to send me some of those pictures, Case, from which trips did you go on? I know it was back at the turn of the century. They all run together for me now. I've taken over 20,000 people on road trips. It's crazy.
Isn't it incredible? Yeah, it was your first year, and it was the year we won the Super Bowl, which was an amazing year to do it.
Was it Nashville?
We went to Nashville. Oh, truly, we went to, I think you did 6 trips that year, maybe 4 or 6 trips, and we were a part of all of them. So if I can dig up any of those pictures, I'll definitely shoot them your way.
I've asked people this too, because all those barn Monday nights that I was out there, I have my pictures, but everybody in the crowd always had a camera, right? Like everyone came up to take pictures back then, even as much as autographs, but no one had mobile devices, right? So all of those pictures went to the photo mat or to the 1-hour photo or whatever. You got to break those back out. I mean, I know on those road trips you took a camera, Casey. I know you did.
Some of those pictures are probably best left where they are, I'm sure.
Well, my hairstyle's changed a little over the years. Take care of yourselves. Great visiting with you this morning.
Thanks, you too.
Casey Baynes from the Casey Cares Foundation. They're doing an event on the 12th with Coach Brian Billick and Lisa Salters doing a little football take on the draft as we get ready for the draft and the schedule coming out and all that. It is our Be More Positive charity and community series, all brought to you by our friends at Howard Bank, where they have a relentless commitment to being the best at everything they do, as well as our friends at Cole Roofing. I got my Kona blend in my Cole Roofing mug here, all brought to you by Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Get on over to Rofo. Make sure you're downloading that app and using that when you're pumping your gas. You'll save some money and maybe get yourself some free Western fries and some free chicken as well. Delicious fried chicken at Rofo, but you already know that. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. Any breaking news happens first on the WNST tech service. That's all brought to you by Coons Ford of Security Boulevard. Dennis Kolotzis will be here on Thursday, driving you home from 3 until 5. It is the SSV on WNST, the Sunday Sports Voice, now heard on Thursday afternoons. Luke and I usually join into the fray on that as well as we get ready for the weekend. Masters, baseball, Stanley Cup playoffs, busy week around here at WNST. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.